and then you're gonna do too much and you're gonna actually lose her, especially because in the beginning you were acting like you didn't like her that much. She's gonna think deep down, why is this guy such a pussy? And then she gives it back. She gives all of that back and you're like, wow, I fucked that gorgeous girl like that. And it wasn't even difficult because I didn't have to pretend not to like her. Hey guys, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlshace.com. Today I want to talk about being honest with your feelings. Now, before we even get started, I'm not gonna say you need to be honest with her always and give the full extent of your love and just tell a girl that you like her so much and send a bunch of text messages and sit there on your first date, or if you're in a friends and benefits relationship, oh my God, I like you so much, or in a relationship, oh my God, I love you. I mean, in a relationship, you can be more romantic and get away with it. But what I'm talking about is not being honest with yourself about your feelings and not admitting to yourself that you actually like a girl as much as you do. And the reason why this is important is that when you don't honestly confess to yourself how you feel about a girl, you're gonna mask it. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna, let's say you're sweeping your feelings under the rug. And I've seen this with the pickup process, the seduction process. Before you've gone out with her, you got her number, you're texting her, you're actually out on a date with her, or afterwards. Any sort of casual relationship where you guys are fucking, you're dating, and then also when you're in the relationship. Now again, I'm not saying confess so much. I do think to an extent guys need to be more honest about their feelings with the women, because if you hold it back, what's gonna happen is you're gonna see her hold it back because she's learned through dating, depending on her temperament, of course, but she's going to learn that maybe it's not so good to express my feelings, so I need to hold it back. But if you were to be a little bit more honest about your feelings, girls would reciprocate. Now, toxic women won't, and that's a subject for another video. So to an extent, I do think men need to be more honest with their feelings towards the women, but this is specifically about yourself, because what's gonna happen is that when you sweep your feelings under the rug, it's going to hurt your behavior. So you're in the pickup situation, you meet this girl, she's beautiful, she's cool, you actually really, really like her. But instead of just taking those feelings and saying, okay, I really like her, but of course I need to not throw myself at her and tell her I love her, even though I am feeling feelings of love at first sight or intense feelings. Instead of confessing that to her, you are going to not make the mistake of bad game, but you are gonna make the mistake of self-deception and telling yourself you don't like her as much as you do, and that's gonna end up actually affecting your game. Because as an attempt to make sure you don't chase her, and because you've noticed in the past that if you give too much feelings, the girl's gonna run away, which to an extent is true, but you're gonna pull back your feelings and you're gonna hide them not only from her, which to an extent you do need to, but you're gonna hide them from yourself. And then it's kind of like, because you are sweeping under the rug or you're keeping your feelings inside, what's gonna happen is that if you don't have control, and especially when you do find yourself in an instance where she does start to open up, there's gonna be a moment where the dam breaks and you were building up this wall behind this raging river of affection and lust and appreciation. And then at some point, it's just gonna go boom. And then you're gonna do too much and you're gonna actually lose her, especially because in the beginning you were acting like you didn't like her that much. And so it's really gonna hurt your game because your frame is not gonna be congruent. Your frame is the way that her idea, her conception of you via your words and your actions, which is the only way she knows anything about you. The only thing she knows is what you've told her and what she's seen. And so you hide all of that emotion back, and then at some point it's gonna break because you're a human being and you have emotions. And then you're actually gonna hurt your game. Whereas it would be more effective and also more healthy, and you would enjoy seduction more. I mean, we're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy women and enjoy spending time with them and licking them and tasting them and fucking them. And so if you're not enjoying it, I don't really know why you're in it. And even if, to a certain extent, yes, you do sacrifice your expression, but in order to not, be needy, but then you're going to the extreme where you're hiding all your emotions, and even if you do get with her, you're stuck in this really bad situation where, okay, I got her because I hid all these feelings, but now I'm feeling these feelings, how do I open up without looking like a bitch? Whereas if you would have just been more honest in the beginning with yourself, it would flow, or it would make the flow much more even and much more balanced instead of this extreme situation. And I've noticed it with myself, I've noticed it with clients. So they'll meet a girl and they want to pick her up, and they're gonna convince themselves that they don't like her that much. And I have clients text me, oh yeah, I don't really care that much about her. And then like 5 hours later after the date, he's like, oh my God, she's not texting me back. And I'm like, I thought you said you didn't like her, right? But I knew they were full of shit, but because of his self-deception, he actually ends up hurting his game. The same has to do with a casual relationship. He's fucking her, but he's like, no, I don't give a shit about her. I don't give a shit about, that might be true. But in the instance where it's not, you like her. Be honest with yourself about that. And then it's gonna balance that flow of emotions, because by hiding it and through that act of self-deception, you are going to trick yourself into lies that will not allow you to properly process information. So you're gonna be thinking, what's the good game here? And because you don't fully understand your emotions or fully accept your emotions, you're going to give a certain text or a certain action, and that action is based off of the premise that you didn't really like her that much. But the problem is, once you have that frame, then you're locked in that untrue frame, and then now you're in a really shitty spot that you can't get out. Because now if you show her, I mean, to a certain extent, there is that fun of like the girl getting more emotions from you. But to another extent, there's a point where you're faking, and your fakeness is going to not only be expressed or the dam is going to break and she's going to see the lie eventually because of your actions. Women are very in tune, and they know when a guy is full of shit. They know when a guy really likes her, because based on his actions don't lie, and his body and his facial expressions don't lie. So he's saying this, but he's doing this, and so she's sitting there like, she's gonna think deep down, why is this guy such a pussy? Okay? So it's not even so much your expression, yes, don't be a needy bitch, but it's going to be beneath your expression, people are gonna see through your veil and through your act. And so whether it's your pickup situation, in the casual relationship, or even a full-blown relationship, yes, do good game, but don't have such a facade put up that you're not even enjoying whatever it is in the first place, and also it's going to hurt your game in the long run. So what I suggest is mold your clay. We're here because we love women. We want to spend time with them. We appreciate them. We like fucking them. You can be a strong man, but still be romantic, and still be sweet, and still be affectionate, and still own that affection too. And in my experience, that's actually gonna make you look even stronger. Are you gonna go through instances where you really overcommit and you really give too much emotion? Yes, but you're gonna get better at molding your clay rather than you are playing with this lump of clay and you're trying to do all these little games like, oh, I don't gotta text her too much here, and I don't wanna make sure. But if you just start from this much clay, you can, okay, I wanna show her this much affection. I'm gonna text her a little bit more here. Maybe I'm gonna text her a little bit less here. Maybe when, you know, we've been dating for 3 months and she wants to show me more affection, I can afford to give that much more of my clay. And so you have more to play with when you accept that you have this big ball of love and lust, rather than if you were pretending to have this, but really you were just limiting your power. You were limiting your seductive, sexual, sensual allure by pretending it wasn't as big as it is. So very simply, the point of this video is accept how much you like a girl and how much you enjoy a girl. And then what's gonna happen is, even if, let's say it doesn't work out, let's say you make a mistake and you get too eager, or what also happens is you're honest about your feelings, but then you play your role as an honest lover and you express yourself truthfully, then at some point, you're gonna come to the honest realization that maybe you didn't like her as much as you did, because this much affection was given towards, I like who she is, I like what she believes, the way that she behaves, her values, and then you see somewhere along the line that this affection was based on a lie, sometimes because she was playing a game and she was pretending to be something she wasn't. And what's gonna happen is your lesson that you learn from that success or failure, right? Because you could get her and everything's great, and then you're like, I actually don't like her as much as I did. But you learned the lesson better because you were honest from the get. And so you learned how to master this clay and master your emotions and truthfully dealt with the material that you had rather than trying to learn everything from this small bit of affection. And in the end, as a macro, right, as in your total like love towards women and your dating experience and all of your traumas and toxic beliefs, and then also all your positive stuff, everything is going to be much more clear. You're going to be understanding your soul or your consciousness or your heart, and then you're going to have mastery over it rather than playing this game of bullshit, right? So you might lose in the short term, but in the long term, you're going to have a better understanding of what you like in women, what you don't like, what is good, honest affection, and what is needy, beta, lame, cuck, simp bullshit, and also what you truly want out of life from women and what you don't. And you learn these lessons a lot faster when you're honest about how you feel, because you're taking your clay and you're saying, this is what I have, I want to give this much to you, here, 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 and you gain true mastery. So whether it's a girl you just met and you really like her, be honest about it. Take the loss in the short term and possibly lose a girl, because maybe, what I'm saying is, anytime that you're dealing with women, if especially you look within yourself and you see that maybe you've been limiting yourself, go on the other extreme. This is what I tell guys who maybe are too much of assholes, or they're too much of like playing the fuckboy who doesn't care, the heartless player. Now, over-calibrate on the other side and be too affectionate and be too sweet. Then you're gonna see reactions from women that you never thought were possible. You're gonna see displays of affection and her immediately submitting and surrendering to this romance at an extreme pace and intensity that you might not, like this beautiful girl, wow, she's giving me so many great emotions in return, and oh my God, and all I'm doing is being honest about my affection. Like, you're gonna meet girls and you're just gonna be, hi, how are you? You're really so beautiful, right? You're just immediately giving that full fucking extent of your seduction, and she's just gonna go, hi, how are you? It was one of the most amazing changes to my game when I just went, you know what, I'm gonna be full beta. I'm still gonna be sexual, right? So it's not really beta. It's only beta when you're like, hey, I like you. No, it's like, I really like you. I just wanna fuck your mouth until you fucking choke on my dick, right? It's got that sexual energy, so it's not lame and it's not beta, but it is very passionate. And when you give that and you get it in return, you're like, what the fuck? I was playing this game where I was hiding my affection and I was only getting that much in return because she saw you playing the game, but you said, you know what, fuck the games, right? You're playing the game, but you're not playing games. That's a very important sentence. And then she gives it back. She gives all of that back and you're like, wow, I fucked that gorgeous girl like that, and it wasn't even difficult because I didn't have to pretend not to like her. I was still playing the game. I was smart about how I expressed myself, but I didn't ever deceive in terms of how much I liked. I just was careful about the way it was expressed. So not the intensity, I just put it in, I marketed it correctly, but the actual desire was there and it was very open and honest. And you're gonna see results that you never thought were possible. Then of course, you're gonna over-calibrate, and I've talked about this before, and you're gonna, by over-calibrating, you're gonna have some points where girls think you're a pussy, they think you're a beta, loser, da-da-da. Then what's gonna happen is, of course, you calibrate the other way, and then you're like, okay, maybe I need to be more stoic, I need to hide my emotions, not hide my emotions, but I need to be smarter about my emotions, I need to realize that maybe this level of affection is not actually true, it's not actually genuine, right? Because genuine affection doesn't mean, oh my God, I love you. Sometimes it's gonna mean, you know what, actually, I'm just horny, and so maybe I'm acting way more affectionate than really I am. Okay, I noticed that this emotion that I'm giving is actually not genuine. I'm actually more kind of in the middle. I appreciate her, but not as much, right? And then you're gonna find that middle ground, and that's gonna be the perfect way to slip into her pussy, okay? So you over-calibrate the niceness by being honest about your feelings, and then you're gonna get better results. And then of course, if you see too much of extreme, where she thinks you're a pussy or a simp or a cock or a beta, whatever you wanna call it, then you pull back and you calibrate. But it starts from being honest about your feelings and not sweeping your feels under the rug. And then when you're playing with that much more abundant clay of feelings and lust and passion, you learn mastery of that clay much more quickly and much more efficiently, and with a greater understanding of how your heart and your mind truly works when you're faced with a beautiful creature that you really, really like. And although you're afraid to express your affection, you choose to have the courage and the fucking balls to be honest about that. Then you learn whatever lesson it is from that expression, which could be rejection because she thinks you lame, bro, or she actually loves the fact that you were so honest and open and you have this intense, super passionate relationship that either flutters out really quickly or fucking blossoms into a beautiful, life-changing relationship. So yeah, be honest about your feelings. Stop being a bitch, because bitches hide from their feelings, but men, they own it and they express it and they learn the lessons that come after that. Cool. Hector Castillo, Poppy, girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to learn how to have a complete process to take this lesson about being honest about your feelings, but then apply it to a very clear, streamlined process of how do I meet the girl? How do I ask her out? How do I get her on a date? What do I do once I'm on the date? I have two products for you. The first is Meet Girls Everywhere, which will be coming out at the end of this summer. It's made by me, moi, and it teaches you how to do day game, which I think is the absolute best way to meet girls. You meet them on the street. I know that at the time of this video right now, we have this pandemic where people can't really go out and they're social distancing, and I don't know how long that's gonna last, but there will be a point where life returns to normal and you are gonna be able to go out and meet girls on the street. And I've had guys during this, never mind, I need to not say that. Okay. I can't tell people to go out during the pandemic because I'll get fucking striked. Okay. Now, if you guys need a streamlined process with which to apply this lesson of being honest about your feelings, because that's just a, like a very specific tool with which to alter and adapt to your behavior, but you're still gonna need like this process of how do I get a girl from point A to point B? How do I meet her? And how do I get her on a date? And then how do I seduce her and take her home and fuck her and turn her into a girlfriend? So for this, we have two courses. The first is based on actually meeting the girl. It's called Meet Girls Everywhere. It's the course that I made, and it should be coming out at the end of the summer of 2020 when I made this video. So stay tuned, fuck, god damn it. All right, let's start over. Okay, so now if you need a process by which to express these feelings, right? Because you know to be honest about your feelings, but you still don't have a process to go meet the girl, get her number, take her on a date, seduce her on the date, get her home and fuck her, right? We have two courses for that. First is actually meeting the girl, which is, in my opinion, one of the most important parts. The most important part is meeting her and then fucking her, but they're two different scenarios. So the first, I have a course called Meet Girls Everywhere, and it's a course by me, moi, and it's designed to teach you day game, which I think is the ultimate way to do game. It's meeting girls on the street, just walking up and saying, hey, I think you're beautiful, and taking a girl who never could have been in your life, but she is because you had the balls to approach her and do something that most men are not willing to do, which is approaching a stranger on the street. Most people go to bars and clubs, and those work, and you can do that, and it's fun, and you can meet a lot of cool people there. But in my experience, those environments tend to be a bit toxic. What I think is better is to meet a girl out during the day. It's just you and her. There's no influences of music, alcohol, aggressive fucking men. Just you and her, pure game. And you can meet girls that you never would have been able to meet at the clubs and the bars because she's in her cool, high class social circle and she's got to play that game of, oh, you know, I don't got to let this guy talk to me because my friends might say no. She's just going to work and you say, hey, excuse me, I thought you were very beautiful and I wanted to come say hi. And I teach you the techniques and the process by which to have a great expression when you do go and meet her, and how to do it in a cool, sexy way, and then get her number. This course is called Meet Girls Everywhere, and it teaches you day game, and it should be available at the end of this summer in 2020 at the making of this video. So stay tuned for that. But we also have another course that is more designed for the actual date process of taking her on the date, where to take her on the date, what to talk about on the date, how to seduce her, how to get her interested, and then get her home and fuck her, and then turn her into a girlfriend if that's what you so desire. And this is called One Date, and it's in the description below. So if you do have some girls that you can take on a date, I know we're in this quarantine right now, but when that ends, you will be able to go out and meet the girls and also take them on dates. And so the Meet Girls Everywhere teaches you how to meet the girls, and then One Date teaches you how to actually go on the date with them and have a successful seduction. So check that out in the description below. They are both going to give you complete processes by which to apply this understanding of being honest about your feelings, but then have this very, very simple, streamlined knowledge of how to take her from point A to point B, and then be honest about your feelings, but then have good game knowledge to run your feelings through this this seductive process, and then have the results that you want to have, which is getting laid, having a date in the first place because you haven't had one in fucking a year, and I'm very sorry. I know you're very horny and you're going through a dry spell. Don't worry, we'll take care of you. Or take 10 girls on a date every week and have 10 new girls a week. Whatever you want, we give you the process by which to do that. So check out One Date in the description below, and then look out for Meet Girls Everywhere, which should be coming out soon. Cool. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram, and go fuck yourself.